I'm going to transform my voice into a violin. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Audrey, and in this video, we'll cover recording with Studio 2.0. So you'll gain the skills you need to capture clean, high-quality audio. This is important because whether you're using your recordings in their original state in your music or as reference points for Suno to turn them into something magical, there are some best practices that will set you up for success. Let's dive in. Recording audio in Suno Studio is not new, but it's still one of the most inspirational ways to work because it allows you to capture live audio to use in your music. This is a pretty standard DAW feature where you can record every layer from scratch, but the Suno difference is that you can use any audio as a source for generating new sounds. What this means is you don't need to be a great singer or play an instrument at a professional level. You can sing out of key, you can tap onto your desk, record it into Studio, and prompt Suno to transform it into something different. I'm going to show you how to record in just a second, but first, just to give you an idea of some of the power that Studio has, I'm going to transform my voice into a violin. Let's start with capturing your audio. You can actually record up to 2 sources of audio at the same time in Studio, but for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to record one channel, my voice, into this mic, which is connected to my computer. If the internal mic on your computer is all you have, it'll be fine, but if you have an external mic connected via a USB or an audio interface, it's going to be a much higher quality result. I'm going to open up a song I've been working on into Studio. I've got all of the instrumental tracks, but I want to add some vocals. First, I need to add a new track, so I'll either click Add New Track on the bottom left, or I can press Shift-T and then the letter A for audio. Here's a tip. I'm going to rename my track Vocal 1 to stay organized. Now you want to set your input source. You select that from the drop-down, and because I have a gain control on my mic, I'm going to do a test to set the level so that I don't clip the input. Now we've set our input to input B, which was the external mic, so I'm going to click on B to arm my track, and we're ready to record now. I'm going to wear headphones so the mic doesn't pick up the track while recording, and I'm using wired headphones so that there is no latency between what I'm hearing and when I'm recording. And make sure you're in a quiet space when you record so your mic doesn't pick up any background noise. Right before we start recording, we want to actually calibrate the latency. This is super important to make sure that everything you record is perfectly aligned with the rest of your track. Super easy to do, just go to the drop down below the red record button and then click calibrate next to latency. And you're going to hear some taps. That's just Studio calculating the latency to make sure everything's lined up. The final thing I want to do is turn on the metronome so I have a timing reference during the take. So I'll either click on the metronome button on the top or I'll press Shift-C. Drop the playhead where you want to start recording and then click the record button or press Shift-R to start the recording. Studio will be recording and you'll see the audio coming into new clips on your audio tracks. All right, I'm going to sing now.
Here we are, somewhere way above the clouds, like the gravity can't hold us down. Oh, the world stands still, it's just you and me, floating in the ecstasy.
There are 2 pro features that I haven't mentioned yet, and those are pre-roll and count-in, which can be accessed from the small drop-down under the main record button. Pre-roll starts the playhead rolling 1, 2, or 4 bars before the playhead, so you can preview your track in regular playback before the track starts recording. This is great if you're overdubbing or dropping intakes onto your timeline, which is a classic Studio technique. Count in lets you hear the metronome for 1, 2, or 4 bars before your recording starts, so you can lock in your timing for the upcoming take. This is great if you don't want to hear the metronome during your recording take. Maybe it's distracting or you want to focus on walking into another instrument, but you need that tempo reference before you start rolling. When recording, it's really common to compile a great vocal performance out of many different takes. We call this comping, and here's how to do it. So you can see I have 2 different takes of this vocal, and I can just select the best part of each vocal take to put it onto my comped vocal track. I will solo this first one. Let's hear the first line.
Here we are.
And then maybe we'll hear the second line.
Here we are.
I like the first take better, so I'm going to just select that first take to put it on my comped track. All right, and we'll keep going. Let's see what the next line sounds like with vocal take 1.
Somewhere way above the clouds.
Okay, let's listen to the second take.
Somewhere way above the clouds.
Ooh, I love that second take, so let me just select the segment of that second take and put that on my comped track. So for this one, I actually like the first half of the second take on this line, but I like the word gravity better on my first take. So I'm just gonna take that word gravity from take 1, and then I wanna smooth out the edges by adding some clip fades, which I can do using either the fade icon or pressing Shift F. You can add some track effects by clicking the Add Track Effects button, where you can add reverb, a compressor, EQ, whatever you want. There's another video that goes into more detail about that. Okay, that's all for this video. You may have noticed that I didn't cover recording MIDI. Don't worry, there's another video on our channel where I cover that in depth. Leave us a comment below letting us know what you're most excited for in Studio 2.0, and thanks for watching.